Okay, so stream health is good. Let's just wait to see if anybody joins. If they don't, I'll just make a start in a second anyway. What's happened to the Amiga, you know? Oh, it's alright, I see it's catching up. There we go, boot to the desktop there. So what I can do with doing is just seeing if there's any way to pop the chat out. Hello Joseph Neal and Spitfire RAF 100. Hi guys. Let me just pop the chat out. There we go. Might just make it a bit easier so I can keep track of what people are saying in chat. There's nothing going to be particularly exciting in this video. It's the primary purpose of giving away the TF330, which we tried to give away before, and the person that won it never came to collect it. You know, never mentioned, never got in touch with me. I tried to contact that person a few times. So I did say when I did a live stream back in June that I would do another giveaway. And in fact, I'm probably well over a month or two since I said I was going to do the redraw. Mike Simcox, hi. Evening Gadget, nice to see you mate, hope you're well. Thank you very much, hope you're all doing well as too. Wraith 3578, hey. Hi. Kenzerzu, clapping, hi. Evening all, good evening honoured people. So anyway, this is the Terrible Fire 536. I built a couple of these last week. I posted some photos on Twitter. I haven't really got around to finishing the video and stuff off for that. Don't worry, I'm not going to do what I did with the 330, which is to film every single little bit of the assembly. I haven't done that at all. I just kind of focused on the you know, how it works and what it looks like and stuff. So let's start with the demo. Let's just load a demo up here. I'll do the draw in a bit, and we'll just have a bit of a chat, I guess. So how are you all? Everyone okay? Anyone still on furlough, or? I'm sort of 50-50 at the moment. I'm 50%, you know, part-time effectively, which is weird because I'm part-time already. So it's like part-time. And in fact, the way that's going, it hasn't worked out quite as part-time as I thought it would be. The boss last week was, I only need to do like, I think it was like 10 hours or something. I ended up doing probably a normal part-time week. It's a bit slow this. When I move the mouse is one aspect to this because it's a ball mouse, it's awful. But also the latency on the Elgato. Despite the fact I'm using a different PC here that shouldn't crash, touch wood, we might lose OBS, but it's like 2 seconds to restart and then it's back again, so that's probably the worst case. And you wouldn't believe how I'm testing this. It's kind of all held together with sellotape, really. It's like I've got the box here with an A500 Rev 6 board sat on top of it, and a keyboard, an Amiga keyboard plugged into it, the 536 plugged on top, wires absolutely everywhere, and this is usually where the cats sit. It's just down here, so every now and again the cats keep popping up and trying to climb up there, so I've got to stop them. I've got plenty of assembled A500s and things, but I just figured I wanted to just test this board. Can you hear that, or have I muted that? I can't hear that. Oh, there we go. Tell me if it's too loud, or if you can't hear my voice. I tell you what, it's took me ages to set up all the OBS stuff again here, trying to get the volume level right, trying to get the webcam working, just the volume actually, trying to get the mic, the sound on the mic. I must have spent an hour and 20 minutes roughly just trying to get audio. It's crazy. And what I've ended up having to do is get the microphone to play back through Windows and actually output the Windows sound rather than the microphone sound. The microphone won't output directly via OSSC. Is it OSSC? OBS. I don't know what I'm saying. OSSC. OBS. So sorry, yeah, I've been watching. Just let me know, like I say, if the volume's too loud there. This demo is awesome. It's called Jesus on Ease, this demo. I'm sure you've all seen it before, but if you've got any ideas or suggestions for demos, just put them in the comments and I'll see if we've got them in this hard disk here and we'll try those. because I'm not familiar with a lot of the demo scene. You know, I had this when I was a kid. I also had Spaceballs one called. Can't remember. Let's see if we can find that as well. That's a good demo. CRG, good evening, Gadget and Chat, hi, Mr. Ragnar, hi, Graham Civil, hi, Paul Monahan, Watcher, Dem Sweeney, hi, Dermot, thank you for the soldering iron. I'm never going to stop mentioning it, it's great, that soldering iron, the Heiko. Blockers Retro Stuff, good evening, Mike Simcox, hi. Sabertooth Barnacle, hi. You should check out Sabertooth's channel. He's got a number of Amiga and C64 repairs. I think more recently he's been looking at C64 stuff, but I vaguely remember an issue with a 1200 that he was looking at on his channel. It was quite interesting, to do with how you stick the PCM-CIA cards into the slot. Paul Monhon, been working throughout. Oh, I'm sorry. I can imagine it's been really difficult actually if you've been working throughout this period. Anybody who's not had the luxury of being able to work from home or being furloughed. Spitfire RF still working from home, that's good. Bocker's still at home here. CRG still working from home, and I've been at since this all started. Okay. Scroll down, I missed where I was looking. Neffers, 9 Fingers Spaceballs, yeah, I think that's the one. Hands in the air, yeah, it's very ravey, isn't it? It's like, amazing though, isn't it? When you look at it, how many discs was this? Was it 1 or 2? I honestly don't know, because I've loaded it from WXD Load here. But nevertheless, it is amazing. You know, they used a lot of compression there on the images. But it's also the fact you've not just got static images, you've got some really nice animation of the dances and things as well, and obviously geometry, you know, the geometry is easy to do, well, easy-ish to do programmatically, so you're not using lots of RAM on it. But like images and things like that, yeah, you've got to have some pretty nice decompression routines, but a lot of it's in the single, you know, 2-colour, isn't it? The actual images, so it compresses really well. But the music is really good on this, that's what I like about it. I like it when it cuts into a Rolf Harris thing in a minute, it always makes me smile when that bit starts. What's that bit as well? There's some music from Muppets. What's it called? Phenomenon, that's it. I knew it was there somewhere. PVC, I was working on my A500 and there was an Amiga string from Gadget today. Yeah. I'll be honest, I was hoping to see an Amiga string from Stephen soon, just on the 534. That's what we're testing here, the TF534, and it works really, really well with all the Amiga 500s we've got here. I've got it running on a Rev 5, I think I tested it on the Rev 3, if not I'll do that tomorrow. But I've had it on the 500 Plus as well, that crusty one that's got 1,000 wires under it. It works really well with it, no worries, but it's struggling with the 2000, so I've got 3 A2000 boards and it's not working properly with it at the moment, but I think it's just something small from what I understand. Stephen was saying it's probably a clock phase issue. I'm not sure if it's something that he forgot when he refactored the board design, because there was Rev 1 of the Rev 1 and everything was working really well with that, you know, people thoroughly tested it. But then he did some sort of change to do with the IDE, I think, for Rev 2. I'm not sure if that was primarily to allow people to have buffered IDE as an option. So anyway, I'll talk about that more when I do the 536 video there. 2 floppies, Neffers, wow. It's amazing how much they managed to fit onto 2 floppies. Because if you sit here and watch this, it goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, please let me know, let's say, if I'm too quiet or if I'm too loud or the music's too loud. Retro box room. I'm looking forward to getting my Vampire 1200 card. Yeah, I would like a Vampire 1200 card. I prefer, as I've said a number of times, I prefer, original silicon and stuff, an actual 68030 or 040 or 060. But the Vampire stuff's very nice. You can get unbelievable performance out of those Vampire cards. It's kind of like a theoretical 80 or 90 megahertz, isn't it, or something? But it has some, I don't know, some benefits that you don't get with an 060. Sorry if the camera bounces actually every time I touch the table. it's held on with Velcro. It's like, say, this whole set here is like sellotape, ESD, unsafe, and Velcro. Mike Simcox, whistles and glow sticks everywhere. Graham McClure had an A570 plugged into my A500, loved it. Yeah, I just got an A590, but it's not, it doesn't have a shell, it's not complete. It's just a motherboard. But you'll see a video coming up in, well, it's going to be a number of weeks now. I'll go for Patreon probably next weekend, I think. I've got a sort of surprise, another Patreon video going up tomorrow, early access. And obviously these will eventually go public. They go public. I just put them up on Patreon first. I've got a, what's it called? You know, the expansion RAM cards you get for the A1200, there's a couple of those. One came from Amiga kit, and one was the one that Eiju Arana designed. It came from amigastore.eu, I think. And both of those had damaged slots on, the actual socket part that makes with the A1200 motherboard. So I'll probably upload that tomorrow. I'll finish doing that this afternoon. It's funny, it's one of those things that arrived this morning and I thought, I'll get started with this straight away, and it didn't take that long. I spent a few hours messing with the blooming sockets, as you'll see in the video, but it's still interesting. It's interesting to see what was wrong with them and stuff, and what you can do if you hit the same issue, I guess. More mathematics and hardware hacks than anything. I'm not sure what I've missed there. I missed the start of that, I think. 2 discs, I needed an external disk drive as well before the load works around it. Sorry for missing any comments here, it's like I say, I'm tired and stuff again. I'm always tired, it's always my excuse. And I'm going to bound to miss something. Miss Raggedy, still the real silicon's nicer, you can tinker with it. Yeah. And I think that's what it is. You've just touched on one of the important aspects of it. It's like with things like the Vampire, it's closed source, isn't it? So you can't do something. If something goes wrong with it, you're knackered. You've got to go back to the original developer. Yeah, you could say that with the TF534 and stuff like that, but it's open source. So you can, if you do get a fault, and I had one with my 534, my original 534, my 2000. As I showed in that, I think it was the upgrading A2000 video, I connected one of those SD to IDE adapters, and I connected it the wrong way, and it killed the IDE on it. Which is really interesting because you've done it yourself, and I do it all the time actually with certain things, where you get the data connector on the wrong way, either on the floppy drive. Floppy drive's the most common for me to do it on, or sometimes the IDE, especially if you're tired and you're in a rush or something, it's easy to get around the wrong way. And 99 times out of 100, in fact 100 times out of 100, you won't have a problem. But with those SD to IDE adapters, it doesn't seem to be the same with me. As soon as I connected that the wrong way around, bang, that was it. It went. So anyway, I forgot why I'm telling you that now. Oh, I remember, yeah. The point being is I could do something about it. I could order the chip and I could program it because the code is available. I mean, if the Vampire ever got to that stage, that'd be absolutely fantastic if it was open source. But I guess it's so much time and money and investment has gone into it, it's probably going to remain closed source, but I guess we're going to thank Stephen Leary for, because he puts in similar crazy amounts of time and stuff, and his own expense, and then at the end of the day it's all open source. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. There was an illegal rave down where I live over the weekend, kept me awake all night. We should have played this though. File 1976, hi, let's see you. Miss Ragnary, what is the name of this demo? Jesus on Ease, yeah, as Mike's said there. Rolf and his 2 little boys, yeah, it's good that bit with Rolf Harris, isn't it? Samples of Rolf Harris and Retro Game Revival. Hi Dennis, evening. I'm sorry Dennis, I haven't had a chance to ship that A3000 out that I was going to send you, so I'll try and do that over the next week or so, but I'll get it done. It'll go out this month. I don't know what the date is now, 20th. I've got about 11 days left or something, haven't I? It'll go out this month. I just haven't had a minute. Chris Warren, enjoying my ZZ9000 and my 4000 as both. Drivers and firmware are open source, so quite a lot of opportunity to tinker with improvements. Morgan Just Games, hello everybody. hello Jamie. I was thinking about you before. I was having a game of that, oh god, what's it called? I'll try and find it in a minute. It's a shmup. It's got some really good music on it, but I just find it incredibly hard. Yeah, the name eludes me at the moment. Retro Box Room. I've got an M2 240 gig card in my A1200, miles better than SD cards. That's really cool, actually. You've got an M2 240 gig card. How have you connected that up? Have you got some sort of M2 to IDE adapter? Because I was thinking that the other day. I was thinking about some of these expansion, the CPU upgrades and things like that add IDE. Wouldn't it be cool if it added SATA instead? Because if it added SATA, you could just get SSDs and things and connect those up. But then again, it's all about the size. The size of those disks are probably way bigger than the Amiga could ever support anyway. So compact flash really is kind of the best thing to go for, and I guess that's why everyone's stuck with it. Terrible Fire, hello. Hi Stephen. We're just using the 536 now. Hey, it's that Muppet music. It always cracks me up. Retro Game Revival. It's okay, mate. No rush. Oh, okay. On the case. On the Archimedes. Mr. Agony, anyone been following 8-Bit Guy's Dream Computer Project? I watch a lot of 8-Bit Guy stuff, but I don't think I watched that, actually. I tend to, some of these kit computer things I tend not to watch. Is it one of those where he's built like a Z80 based system or something similar? There was one that I watched. There was like a system that was completely, it was a processor, wasn't it? Completely TTL based, just all discrete TTL or CMOS logic, and that's all the board was. It was just all these chips that made the CPU and the I/O and stuff on the board. And I think Dave Jones over at EEV blog covered that, didn't he? It was in relation to noise and decoupling caps. That was an interesting video. That was a few years ago now, I think. Morgan Just Games, how are you, Chris? Yeah, I'm okay, thanks. I'm really tired. As I mentioned at the start, I'm kind of coming out of the furlough thing, 50-50 at the moment, but I only work part-time anyway, so it's like 50% of 50%. But the good news is, my pay there has gone back to 100% because of the furlough coming to an end. It's been quite supportive, that furlough scheme. It's been very quiet on that lately. Oh, okay, missed that. Sabertooth Barnacle, what was that long demo with a coyote? Is it called the Terminator or something like that? I'm not familiar with that. Are we getting bored of this now? Do you want to see something else? It goes on and on and on, this demo. It's amazing how long it is. Revenge Nerd, so you're back at work. Yeah, part-time. I work part-time for a friend. It's the only thing I can do really, and it supports my health situation. So it's like this week, for example, has been a really good example. My wife has been away, and every day I've woke up and felt like death warmed up till maybe midday. It's like I've been coughing a lot the last few days. I started thinking I was coming down with COVID actually, because she'd been away the week before somewhere. I swear to God, she's trying to give me COVID. all this travelling. Yeah, so I was coughing this morning, coughing. I thought, oh no, I'm starting with something. It was the same yesterday, but then the weird thing is, by lunchtime, it eased off. So I don't really know what's going on with my immune system at the moment. It's crazy. Gigatron, that TTL computer kit. Yep, that's the one. That is the one. Appropriate that Muppet music comes up. I appear. Stephen Leary, yeah. It's great though, isn't it? It always makes me laugh, that phenomenon. Or is it phenomenon it's supposed to be? I don't know. I've seen that music used so much on things like that to try and make you laugh. It always makes me laugh when I hear it. Mr. Agony, is he fond of guns? I'm not sure he's talking about that. Hey, big guy or someone, I think. Big Fish, Little Fish cardboard box, yeah. It's reminding me of something I watched the other week actually. I was watching an episode of Come Dine With Me, and they had a rave night on there. There's some local DJ or something. One of the guys, you know, who was making meals for people was a DJ, and he had a rave night, and that's exactly what they're all doing. Big Fish, Little Fish cardboard box. 27 minutes, oh my goodness, right, let's find something else on. I don't know how you get out of this. Can I press a key? Yeah, I can press a key. Any recommendations for any good demos? We'll see if they're on here. I'll see if I can find that Spaceballs one. I'm not sure actually if it's not called Spaceballs, but I think it might be the one I was looking at. Began with S. It's a little bit slow here on the IDE, by the way, because I haven't got an MMU in this. What's going on there? That's not showing anything, is it? Let's just do redraw. Yeah, it's not got an MMU, this 68030. If you enable the MMU, the IDE access, you know, the IDE throughput, if you like, increases a hell of a lot from what I've seen on the forum. People were saying get like 2.5 to 4 meg or something, depending on what you're running it on. I don't know what I'm looking for here. I'm sure when I was in here the other day, oh, that was it, state of the art. That's what I was looking for. It's funny, I went in there looking for Spaceballs, thinking that that was the name of the demo, but it isn't. And it was state of the art. 9 fingers. Okay, we'll try that in a sec. I won't let this one run as long as the last one. And we'll do the draw for the TF330 in a minute. I'm not going to be on masses tonight. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very Bond, isn't it? You know, with like silhouettes of women dancing and spinning around and stuff. You kind of expect a gun or something there. Thunderstorm is coming and my internet is going to die probably. Oh, hope not. Oh, I do like a good thunderstorm, actually. Yeah, it's some of the rave again, isn't it? I like the way they've got the blur there as well on the, like a blur silhouette on the movements and things. It's quite good. Some people struggle with IDE speed, but I'm not in a position to figure it out. Yeah, I get that, Stephen. The first thing I thought when I saw people whining about it is, well, hang on a minute, give Stephen a chance. He's probably got his 1200 or something like that wired up to the logic analyzer with 96 wires that take 3 hours to connect and disconnect. So, yeah, I'm not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. As I said at the start, it's not working on the 2000 for me at the moment, but if it takes 6 months, it takes 6 months. It really is no big deal. At the end of the day, you're doing all this stuff for out the goodness of your heart anyway. You're not gaining anything financially or anything for this, and you know, at the end of the day, people have just got to wait. I certainly wouldn't expect you to disconnect the 1200 now and then move back to the 2000 just to appease a few people. We can wait. It's no big deal. The one thing I was surprised about, and I get it to a degree, is that people, when they buy these boards, they're obviously going to try and build them as quick as possible and then sell them, but I think that's the wrong approach. You're better off, if you're going to start buying something like this to sell, buy it maybe in a small quantity, or don't rush to build them all to sell them, but actually wait until you've tested it. Test it on every 500 rev out there, test it on a 2000 and maybe a CDTV or the various systems you intend to sell it for, and then you're not getting stressed with it all, and you're not putting Stephen under pressure. It may mean you sat on these boards for a while, but I think that's the thing, is that some people have perhaps wanted to try and get them out there a bit quicker than ideal, really, just because of the money. I guess if you've got all the money there, you know, you've invested a lot of money in the boards and things and all the parts, you're going to need to want to build them up and sell them as quick as possible. But I would say don't do that. Certainly not with a project like this, because it's open source at the end of the day. But it's you know, it's Stephen's time. You can't expect Stephen to just drop everything and deal with your customers. Anyway, I guess lessons have been learned. Everyone's learned something. Someone said, is this a real Rev 3 A500? It's actually a Rev 6A, this one. That's probably going round in circles now, so let's try that 9 fingers demo. Because it's quite short, that one, and it's just go round and round and round. Again, I watched that for a while yesterday, actually. Come on, mouse. Get there in the end. What I really need here is a second monitor so that I can put the HDMI output from the Elgato, not the Elgato, but the capture thing there, into another display. I'll do that at some point. I've got enough screens around here, but there's just nowhere to put one, unfortunately. Where are we going now? Back into demos. What was it called? Was it 9 fingers? Let's just go into 0 to 9. Oh, this mouse has been sticky as well. You know, it's like a ball mouse. It's like I'm going left now, it's not going left. I've got an optical one, but it's somewhere else. I'm not sure where, upstairs somewhere. Might not be in here. Because I'm imagining this is not, or I'm assuming this is not all of the demos ever. I can't see that, it's so small. Can anyone see a 9 there? I can't see a 9. Or is it 9 with an N? Hang on. Recreating a core FPGA as possible has already been done, however it starts a bun fight with people in the community as to whether it's real hardware or emulation. I've got nothing wrong with creating cores in FPGA. I think that that's a really, really good thing to do. So like replicating a 68060 in an FPGA, great if you can. I think the big problem you have there is routing the connections and things, finding a chip that's physically smaller than the actual thing and then routing it all out. But ultimately, some chips that we can't, some chips start to become low in volume and stuff, you'll not be able to get them, then things like that will fill the gap in the market and keep all these machines running. The CIA is a good example. I've got another video coming up soon of this Rev 6 Amiga actually, and that A590 with it, where it killed 2 CIAs. I was absolutely gutted. I think actually in all the 7 or 8 years, 9 years now I think I've been doing YouTube, I've never had something fail on me while I've been repairing something where it stressed me out and it's cost money. Normally, you might have a transistor and a power supply fail and it might be £3 in the bin, and then you put another one in and that pops, it's another £3 in the bin, and then you learn what went wrong and you solve the problems and then you start again, it's okay, and you're like, well, okay, it cost me £6 and I repaired it. But this was like, I'll explain what happened actually. It won't spoil the video, but yeah, I was measuring the voltages coming out of pin 3 on the 1488. So I had the ground of the multimeter on the ground of the board, and I was measuring pin 3. And as soon as I touched pin 3 with the probe, bang, that was it. The screen went off, power went off, and the CIA was completely fried. So of course I was like, wow, well, okay, well maybe that was the problem, because the system was behaving really weird before I did that, and I suspected something to do with the 1488. So I took the CIA out, put a new one in. What happened? Same thing, exactly the same thing. And I was like, oh, I can't believe it, it's 2 CIAs dead. So I went on eBay thinking, oh, CIAs, they're about £9 each. I remember when I bought 6 of them about 8 years ago, and they were less than £10, like £7, £6, £7, £8 each. They're now £20. £20 for a CIA. That's absolutely insane. So that was like a £40 mistake. I was gutted. I was absolutely gutted. I forgot what I was doing now. We're looking for 9 fingers, weren't we? sorry, I missed all the comments. Does anyone see it? I don't see it. I might try something else. My copy of Nine Fingers demo is called Nine Fingers with a 9. Let's just scroll a bit to the right. Hang on, I can get the blooming thing down. Oh, painfully annoying. There it is. There it is, 9 fingers. I couldn't see the 9. Sorry if anyone's been shouting out they saw it. It's the last one. There you go, Fat Man. Yeah, thank you. Floating Fat Man, I should say. Yeah, I've never seen this, I don't think so. Well, maybe I have, because this is by Spaceballs as well. I did see a few Spaceballs demos. I think that last one was a Spaceballs demo, actually. Morgan Just Games. How many videos you got going on at the moment, Chris? It's crazy. It's like, if I look in my videos folder on my computer of ones I've started and not finished, I've probably got about 60 videos. Some of them are really, really nearly complete. They just need 10 minutes of me just filming an intro or an extra or something like that. But each video, some of them take crazy amounts of time to edit. I had, what was that video I did the other week? I think it was the Atari ST one. Yeah, there's an Atari ST video coming up. And I started editing it Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. 5 o'clock Saturday tea time I hadn't finished. Sunday I started again about 10 o'clock. Sunday night by about 6 PM, finished it. I then started rendering it and uploaded it, and it was like 9 or 10 o'clock I think before it went up on the Sunday night there for Patreons. So it was like a whole weekend editing one video. I didn't even do any film, I didn't do any recording or anything. That was crazy. But luckily, not all videos like that. It's just because there was just so much footage. Maybe it wasn't the ST. There was something else that took crazy amounts. Oh, that was it. It wasn't the ST. It was the SCSI stuff for the Amiga. That was what took that amount of time. And actually, when I actually look at how much time I spent doing the stuff, you know, the filming to start with, it was crazy. I filmed so much because it went on and on and on. SCSI, trust me, if you're thinking about messing with SCSI, don't. Just use IDE. Just use IDE. Don't think, oh, I'll get a SCSI controller and I'll stick that in and I'll have a CD-ROM and I'll have some SCSI, you know, 2 SDs and this, that and the other. Yeah, if you're really interested and you want to spend lots and lots of time doing it, great, you should do it, because it is interesting. But you will spend crazy time. Someone said broken. This is broken, yeah it is. Sorry. It's so ravey-ish, I hadn't even noticed. You could think that was normal. If you were at a rave. Let's just pick something at random. It's probably going to be something awful, but let's just go. I like the sound of something beginning with O. Let's try that. I can't do that AGA one. Any other suggestions, by the way? Someone said Disco HR, corrupted graphics, add no MMU. Ah, okay, yeah. I could do. I really don't fancy editing the prefs with the keyboard, so the way it is down here. Let me just show you. So you know I'm not talking rubbish. I'll just move the camera. Yeah. You can see there's the keyboard sat on top of a PC, and then we've got the Rev 6 sat on a box here with a dodgy memory expansion I fixed in a previous video. What else have we got here? Oh, and there's obviously the 536 and its IDE hanging on the back there. So yeah, it's all very crazy. Oh, wire stuck. Trying to get that point in the right direction now is going to be a challenge. Oh, come on. Can you hear the Velcro? I stuck a piece of Velcro on there before. I'm surprised it's not fallen off yet, actually. I should have gone full screen with that cam thing, really, but anyway, never mind. I'll do that next time I do a close-up like that. It's only recording, I think, at 320 by 240, that webcam at the moment. It will go HD though. I don't know, let's try that. Optical Dreams. It could be awful. I'll do the draw after this, I think, and then we'll just, I don't know, I might get off. What time is it? 10:30. Grim Civil, it's weird seeing you at a desk and not on the floor. I know. The funny thing is, right, we're not on the carpet now, but actually we are, because that Amiga, it's sat on that box, and the box is actually on a piece of felt, actually, so you kind of like carpeting. There's lots of static could be generated there. It's probably not a good idea having it on a box, to be fair. Paper, you know, you can get paper capacitors, can't you? It's probably one giant capacitor, that box. Anyway, I like to live dangerously. Apart from when we kill CIAs, and then I don't. Eventually DIY ICs will be a thing. Yeah, I sidetracked before, didn't I? I was talking about that. CIAs, yeah, so there's 2 CIAs died. Hang on, we've got to select something here. What on earth's this? This isn't much of a demo, is it? I want automatic things, not... Is it joystick? Or is it mouse? Oh, it's mouse. Let's just do that. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, trust me to pick the only demo. There's 2 demos now in a row. Don't do anything. Let's go with A. Oh, using this mouse, it's like wading through treacle. So let's go with that. It's got some anarchy in it. Yeah, so CIA's Biwak Hans over in Norway has been working on FPGA implementation of the CIA. He's doing it on the C64 initially, but it's not much of a stretch to get it working on the Amiga, because the only difference is the time of day stuff. The difference is it's in what is it? I can't remember. It's a different format. It's like BCD or something instead of decimal or something like that. I don't know. It's very subtle. So I think once he gets it working on the 500, well, not the 500, the 64, we should see something become available for the Amiga, hopefully. Beeps73, hello, hi Brian. It's ages since I've spoke to you. Hope you're well. Just got in from work. Fire Mark Bracknell, the TF536 doesn't currently work in the 80000. No, but I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. It's just going to take a while. Not because it's a long thing to do, I don't think. I think once Stephen gets his jig set up with all this logic analyzer stuff, but it's probably a 2-minute thing. He's probably already theorised in his head what the issue is. He just needs to test it, I would imagine. But to do that, as I said earlier on, it'd probably take hours. It would take hours to connect up the all those connections on our logic analyzer. I can't imagine trying to connect 96 individual connections to everything on the board there. It's just like a nightmare. I would miss something. That's the thing. I get stressed connecting the logic analyzer up to a NES and using 16 connections on it. That takes me ages, and then they keep falling off. And then when I do a capture, I'm like, what's going wrong here? And I notice one's clipped off. So yeah, increase that to 96 and let's just see how much fun that is. This is all 2D vector animation, basically video encoded as vectors. Yeah, not 3D at all. Faked it very well. It's not a particularly exciting demo, this one, is it? I think the first demo was really good. And the second one I watched. Game revisal, Lord had my video crash and corrupt itself in AE. What's AE? Is that the editor you're using? Do something? Someone said that's broken. That might be scroll a bit, that might be the previous one. So scrolling down again, I've realised I missed loads of messages here while I've just been scrolling up. I'm too slow and too tired to do this tonight, I think. Larry Williams, sorry I'm late. Greens from Missouri. Hi. Hi, Larry. Velcro for the win. And CRG, well said. I'm start CRG. Videos take forever. People don't appreciate that a typical 20-minute video of mine is 5 to 6 hours of work. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. You start to, I'll be honest, with YouTube, you start to get to the point with it, well, I have anyway, where you get to the point you think, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I doing these videos? I spend all of my spare time, you know, every single minute of my spare time. It's like when I was on holiday, when I worked full time, it was like I'd be off for a week, my wife would go away for a week, and I'd spend the whole week doing nothing but the YouTube stuff. And then I'm like, you know, YouTube in the morning, YouTube at lunch, YouTube in the afternoon. You know, I'm talking about like keeping up with comments and doing editing and you know, ordering parts for things and all that. And it's just like, when you actually look at how much time you spend doing it, you've got to really enjoy doing what you're doing. Otherwise, it's pointless. So I am in that position where I'm still enjoying it. It's really time consuming. You know, it's always been a full-time thing, really, a full-time job, even when I was full-time employed, because every single minute of my spare time was all spent on it. I've got slightly more, well, I've got more time now, obviously, because I'm part-time, but it's not much different, because certainly for the last 2 years leading up to me being made redundant, I wasn't that busy with my job anyway. They weren't giving me that many things to do. SG6000, hey Gadget, thanks for all your email. Thanks, yeah, much appreciated. And the thing is, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to whine here. I'm just saying things as they are, really. That's the thing. I don't want any sympathy or anything for it. It's just one of those things. You've got to enjoy it. That's the thing. You've got to enjoy doing what you're doing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, yeah, you get to the point then you may as well stop doing it. Your time is appreciated. I've learned a lot from videos. Thank you very much. Thanks. And I always learn something as well. That's the thing, you know. This last week I've looked at, in fact, over the last few months, as you'll see, some of these videos come onto YouTube. Some of the stuff I've been looking at, the things I've never seen before and stuff, and that's always what I really, really enjoy looking at. Things that are just, you know, thrown in the deep end with and stuff. So it's quite interesting. That's the one of the main things I like doing, and the interaction with people as well. You know, the comments and feedback and suggestions. I learned so much from all these videos. I'll do the giveaway, I think. We'll just leave that playing some music in the background. Let's just see if we can work out how to do this. So it's the same list as, well, it's not quite the same list as before. It's the same list as before. Look at the things right in the middle of it. Let me just minimise the Elgato. We've lost the music now. So anyway, you can see number 9 has been, it says round again. So if we hit number 9, it's a random number between 1 and 15. And if we get 9, we're going to go around again, because the person that was previously number 9 never got in touch with me, and I commented, you know, on the original thing and replied to his messages a couple of times. I mentioned it in a few streams now, and he's never come back, so he's not going to win it, unfortunately. You've got to thank him for not wanting a prize. Now let me see if I can do a display capture. Hang on. Let me get my browser ready first. Hang on, that's not the right one. So I need to go to Google, and I'll switch on display capture. Yeah, it's going to go weird, and then hopefully it shouldn't. I go here, and if we go to, what's it called now, random.org, I think. So a random number between 1 and 15. And this is inclusive, I've used this before. Generate number 4, thank God it's not number 9. So number 4, switch that back off. Number 4, Simon Osborne. So I take it you're a real person, Simon, and you are going to contact me. And I think I know where you are actually, I think you're on Twitter. So I'll message you on Twitter as well. But you have won the TF330 again. It's like the second time I've given it away. I'm just waiting now. You just watch. Simon won't come back, and then we'll be doing another one of these in 6 months. I'm just going to be going round and round and round trying to give the thing away. It's fantastic. Why would you not want one? Yeah, let's get rid of the list. I'll just have a quick look at the chat. Any suggestions for some of the demo or something here? I could try and play a game, but just right now the latency is just terrible. I will have to set up another monitor, which, like I said, I've got nearby. I can do that at some point, and I can play some games, just have a chat at some point. But I appreciate that's not really why people join my streams. They want to see me on the carpet, I guess, generating static electricity. Velcro scores high on AMSR scale. Yeah, my cats don't like it though. One of them became attached to it before, and I had to chase after him and detach it. be nice if you could print silicon. Yeah, it would actually. Silicon printers, there you go, you've just invented something. That will be some sort of follow-on from 3D printers, won't it? Where you'll be able to print silicon. 8-bit Dreams, good evening. Let's just come out of that. I don't know what the key is now. It's one of these where the key is different. What's the key? Can't get out of the blooming thing. Oh, there we go. No. Don't know what I'm there. Turn the music off, I think. Let's just reboot it. What's that flashy screen actually? I'll just show you that again. On the TF536 is like some sort of little BIOS bootloader or something. Are you still there, Stephen? What does that do? What is that little bootloader doing? Lost the chat now. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure Stephen's gone. Well, does anybody else know? Who else have we got there? 8-bit Dreams, you might know what that is. What's that, the coloured bars though when you reset the 536? There's some sort of little mini BIOS bootloader, isn't there? Something that it boots from. Right, oh there we go, Stephen's there. It disables the FPU on the 060. Ah, okay. I left it in. Ah, okay. So we don't need that then, really. Yeah, I would imagine we don't, there's no point in that being there, because I just wondered what it was. Yeah, so you can see it took a while to boot there. It's a bit slow. What I might do at some point, perhaps for the video, is put my CPU with an MMU in and you know, enable that and stuff, put MMU libs. And I think the way that works, if you're wondering, is what you do is you use the, well, you load the ROM into fast ROM. I forget how you do it now. Is it CPU space fast ROM or something like that? And I think if you've got an MMU, the MMU does some sort of mapping where when ROM calls are made, they're redirected to the fast ROM. It's quite cool how that works. But you need an MMU. That's the thing. It's that MMU that does that. There's very little else you would want to use the MMU for. Really, I don't think it wasn't really supported from day one. I don't think. I think that's why MMU libs were created. Someone got the great idea of going, hang on a minute, we could use this and make it super fast. And of course, the benefit there is if you've got that ROM in fast RAM, then in a system like this where it's running at 50 megahertz, you can have super fast ROM calls. Whereas the issue now, as somebody pointed out on one of the 536 threads on the Exos forum yesterday, the reason we got this issue where it's a bit slow on a 500 unless you've got the MMU enabled is the ROM. You know, it's got to drop down to, the CPU's got to drop down to the same domain that the ROM, you know, 7 megahertz is it or something, Stephen? I would have thought you could go faster than 7. Maybe you can get 14 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know that that's something that you've thought of. Is that when it addresses the ROM, is there any way you could change the address decoding there so that and you know, so that you could address it twice as fast as it would normally? Or is there any reason why you couldn't do that? Because if you think about an A1200, the processor on that's running at what? Is it 14? I forget exactly what the A1200 runs at now. And the ROM chips are effectively got the same sort of timing associated with them. So it works for that. You would think that you think it would work with this. Could be wrong anyway. It's just an idea. And there's probably a reason why you can't do that, because it might be the actual address decoding on the Amiga. Does the yeah, it could be to do with Gary or something. I don't know that in terms of the output enable on the ROM. Anyway, I'm waffling. So yeah, well done, Simon Osborne. Does anyone get anything else they want to ask me, anything that I've missed, or anything else you want to see? You know, the demo Odyssey. Someone said Odyssey, I think. Let's just boot that up and I could just hang around for another 10 minutes or something. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm clicking on the PC, trying to use the PC mouse. It's one of the problems with having different mice on a table. Let me just show you how bad things are with mice here, just so you can see how crazy this is. Right, hang on. So I've got one mouse there, one mouse there, one mouse there, one mouse here. It's just like an army of mice. I could do with like, that's pointing over there now, isn't it? Yeah, I need like I don't know, a USB switch box or something, and just have one mouse for everything. One mouse to rule them all. Hang on. Every time I move that, it gets worse. Anything but Elite, yeah. I'm sick of seeing Elite as well. Let's go back into Games 1. Where's it gone? Do you know a source for voltage regs for a 1541 disk drive? I'm stuck repairing one. I'm trying to think what it is now. Isn't it? It's not a 7805, is it? It's that round, one of those round ones, isn't it? I can't remember the type of can it is now. Yeah, I know what you mean. Honestly, I haven't seen one of those in years. Amiga Dude Furia A600. I get almost 3 meg per second on IDE. Love my TF536. It's sat in front of me now. Okay, so you've got the MMU enabled in yours, have you? And someone saying there, are you using PFS or FFS? Yeah, I'm not sure how these compact flash cards are set up. The ones I've done myself, I've just gone with the FFS. But I'm fully aware that you get performance benefits if you go with PFS. The other way you gain as well is if you go for larger block size sectors. Is it sector per track? I don't know. Instead of the default 512, you can go, I think 8-Bit Dreams was suggesting you should go for 4096 or something like that, I think. And that makes a huge difference. Someone said boom, doom attack. Yeah, the problem with that is I would need to use that keyboard, and it's in a precarious situation there. Let's just see if I can find that demo. Someone said, I think it was Odyssey. Was it a demo or was that a game? I don't know. It might have been a game. I've used PFS for 3.1 but moved back to FFS since installed 3.1.4. Yeah, I've got 3.1.4 to install on mine at some point. Yeah, there we go, Odyssey. That's not the one we loaded before, is it? I don't know, I'm getting deja vu here. I'm going to be loading the same one I did before now, probably. That'll sweat the CPU. Some good demo suggestions are Enigma, Phenomena, 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 and Eon of the Black Lotus. Eon rules. You can use add buffers too. Okay. Michael's Workshop, love you, Gadget William. Amiga Dude. PFS3 is cool, yeah. PFS3 I've heard good things about as well, actually, performance wise. And it's about size of partitions and drives and things, isn't it? You know, you can go larger. Even the wife sat and enjoyed Eon. Lol. Hey, she's a keeper. Mike Simcox, I can't read that. XSBC is selling switching regulators that have the same form factor as the linear regulators in the 1541. Yeah, you could probably just go with some sort of switching regulator. The noise is going to be so. What's the word? It's not going to affect anything, is it? It's not like you've got audio signals being tapped off it, although it could backfeed into the Amiga, not to the Amiga, to the C64. That's one problem with using a switching regulator like that. It can sound like a good idea, and the next thing you know, you've got whining or something coming from your sound on your C64. I think Jan Beta had that, didn't he? He had it with the audio on his. But it's a bit different because he fitted that onto the motherboard on the C64 there. But I mean, I've had that experience myself. In fact, I built a power supply for Graham over at RRG, Retro Gaming, and it was one of those, those portable hard disk power supplies you can get. Output's like 5 volts, 12 volts. I think that's all you need, isn't it? I can't remember. It might be minus 12 as well. But anyway, I connected one of those up to a DIN plug and thought, this is a great idea, and I tested it and it worked, and I sent it off, and he was like, it's okay, but I've got these like little ripples coming down my screen. What's these ripples? And I was like, I don't know, that's a bit strange. So of course I got another one here and I connected up to my TD32 and noticed the same thing. It's noise. It's because it's switch mode. It's switching, and there's super cheap power supplies there. There's no proper filtering to make sure that the switching noise doesn't leak anywhere. In fact, anything else. And, you know, that's the issue, is switching noise. It's one of those things, I think, if you had a... you could do it on a modern scope. If you had like a spectrum analyzer and you can work out where the blips are, what frequency they're on, you could just use I forget the name of the formula, but there's a formula you can use to calculate the size you would need to have a capacitor, inductor, filter. And you could filter that out pretty easily with a capacitor and an inductor. That's all some of those power supplies need, really. And there's probably other techniques you could use to smooth some of that noise out as well. One day I'll get a decent scope. Just looking where one of the cats has just gone. Again, sorry if I've missed so many questions here. 10 minutes or so. 30 plus minutes, good God. It's quite nice, this, isn't it? Executive Barnacle. Oh, sorry, I'm reading all things here. I think people must be falling asleep by now. I'm going to get off in a few minutes, I think. 8-bit Dreams, yeah. If you're using a large drive, let's say 8 or 16 gig, block size 512 will be a pain in the you-know-what. Yeah, so go 4096 or something. That's interesting. CRG using PFS3 on my CD32 with the TF330 gets about 8 megabytes per second. That is crazy fast. I think the fastest I've had any of my IDE cards running is about 2 meg. But you say I've not done anything with the MMU. I've got an MMU set in my A2000, the one with the TF534. And my plan was to swap over to the 536, and I'll lose the FPU, but I'm not going to be using it anyway. There's nothing I would use it for really, unless I got a web browser on there. But I'll be honest, I don't really plan on browsing the web with my A2000. It's purely a gaming machine. So yeah, when the 536 is sorted out, I can stick the 536 in there, swap the CPU over, and I'll then enable the MMU. Someone said one of those with a silly mini DIN plugs. Eek. Do you mean the power supply? Yeah, those hard disk power supplies. Those are what those have. Yeah. At 8-bit Dreams, yeah, I use FFS on 3.1.4 as well. Since it was updated to be better. Amiga Dude. It took me ages to set up my Alpha Data 8C bus on the A500 Plus. There's its own boot ROM, blue flashes after 536 flashes, like an 80s rave. Lol. Now using Octopussy. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, how that happens? I tell you what, I had some interesting issues with the 536 and the switchable ROM that I've got on there. So the way the switchable ROM works is you hold Control Amiga down to change the ROM. And I don't know what was going on, but it's like whether the 536 can hold it in reset itself, or whether if it glitches it stays in reset. So there's something weird going on with reset, but I found that the ROM light was changing on its own. It was like the screen was black and the ROM light was changing, and then I'd like go, hang on a minute, now it's changed to 1.3, so I'd try and hold the Control Amiga down, and then it'd move up to the next ROM, and then the TF536 things would come up again, and then the screen would change from white to black. So I thought, okay, now I'm in 3.1.4, but actually it had then frozen again, and the ROMs were going round again. So I don't know what that was actually. I reseated the ROM, reseated the card, and then the problem never happened again. So it was probably a bad connection, but that's one of the problems with those resettable ROM things, where you use the reset to switch it over. You find that if your system sticks in reset by some of the means, then your ROM starts changing when you don't want it to. Fernando Martin, good evening. Great live. You're just here a few minutes before I'm going to end the stream, I think, because I was going to get off. I'll give it a few minutes, I think. There's nothing really much to talk about, really, than me waffling and answering questions and stuff. It's nice to catch up with people, I guess. I've not been watching this demo. It's quite good, though. grief, 64 watching. Thank you very much for watching. You must be bored. I don't like the changes they've done to YouTube recently. Well, I say recently, it's over the last year or two, isn't it? All this new stuff. They've moved away from classic to, I don't know what it's called, studio. And some of the stuff on there is just painful. Simple things, you know, it's a common thing, isn't it, with interface design? I don't know what I talked about this on one of the other streams, but people seem to like changing things just for the sake of changing them. Like, oh, we need to, it's like redecorating. Oh, we need to redecorate, let's just change the whole interface, make it all colourful and move this there and move that there and get some flowery patterns on the walls and all this sort of stuff. And then you're like, I don't know where anything is. Why would you do that to me? Why would you move everything around? And then things that were really easy to do, yeah, and common sense and things in a logical place, now they're not. Now they're not there. And in fact, common sense options and settings that everybody is going to need at some point, no, let's just do away with them. Just get rid of them. No one will need those anymore. They did it with Skype. They did it with Skype a while back, didn't they? And then they forced you to upgrade. It's like you've got to be on the latest version. No, we're not supporting that old version anymore, so you're going to have to upgrade. No, I don't want the new version, just leave me on the old one that works. Nope, sorry, you've got to go on to the new one. And then it's, I don't know, it just drives me nuts. It's one of the reasons why I'm glad to be away from the Apple iPhone, actually. I used to like Apple. I had, you know, an Apple iPhone for years. It was only a 4 or 4S. And I had an iPhone at work as well, so because I was doing iPhone development and stuff at work, I thought Apple was okay back then, but I eventually just got cheesed off with Apple. I got cheesed off with all of the lock-ins and the restrictions, and you know, you can't do this and you can't do that, and you can't run the latest iOS, you can't run, you know, they limit it when the system is actually capable of running things. You know, it's like, no, you know, they did that with my Mac. Get this now, right? And the screensaver on my Mac, from time to time, and I can't understand why it's time to time, it's periodically, it comes up with a message saying, this Mac is no longer supported, the screensaver is no longer available, you must upgrade, you know, basically replace your machine. You need to go out and buy a new machine. You can't use the screensaver that's built in because your machine is out of date. What? It's a screensaver. It's an image. It loads in an image from a server somewhere. Yeah. Why would you not allow me permission to be able to still continue to display those images on my screensaver? No, instead you're going to tell me, you know, force me, you're not having a screensaver anymore. You need a new Mac. You're going to have to buy a new Mac off us. And it's like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I said, what's with all the complaining? Yeah, sorry, it's just my opportunity to have a bit of a whine. I heard electric cars are going a similar way. Just playing something or doing something. We've been watching some demos. I've done the TF330 giveaway. I'm going to get off now, guys, I think, because I've got nothing much more I can share with you tonight. I don't think. The main thing is to have given that away. So congratulations, Simon Osborne. Thank you very much to everybody who's joined the stream. Thanks for all the comments and questions and things, and I'm sorry if I've missed anything. You know what I'm like, I'm always not able to keep up with things and stuff. I start waffling about things and I miss like 100 messages, and then there's no chance of me catching up with it. So thank you very much, guys. Have a good week, and I will catch you in the next video.